Hey guys, Dan for Mr. Great, Dan Daff the Great. Just a quick one, maybe. You know how it goes. I saw a comment before I went to work this morning on this fine, rainy Tuesday morning, which was interesting. Now, I've covered this a few times in the past. Didn't say much about it, but I think it's interesting. A couple of months ago, when two channels got a defamation case against them. We won't go into what channels they are. That drama's far behind us now, thankfully. But they were thrown two defamation cases by paranormal channels they had debunked or made a debunking video on, and they said, look at this bullshit. Those paranormal channels sent defamation cases to them. You might be aware of them, but we won't go into that now. But I had a comment this morning, and it made me rethink. From Annoying Tiger. And they say, I'm curious, can debunkers be sued for defamation? Like, if you straight up say they're fake and then they claim that ruined their job or whatever. The defamation cases which were put forward to these YouTube channels a couple of months back, I don't know what claims they made other than, you have defamed me. And I think I briefly touched upon it in a video where I said they basically have no leg to stand on. But because I always waffle on, I have this book of ancient laws about YouTube and defamation cases, and hopefully it won't be as boring as that sounds, but I'm just going to quickly go over what this book says. And like I said, this book is taken from sources you can find yourself online about YouTube laws, general defamation laws in UK and the US. Now this is the book which I've got. It's a bit tatty because it's like an almanac thing, but it's pretty good. And you know, it does go on about a lot of like the YouTube laws and stuff. So we're just gonna list off some stuff it goes over and we'll go from there. So, first one, can a paranormal investigator take you to court for saying ghosts don't exist and they are faking evidence? So the book says, in general, individuals have the right to express their opinions as protected by freedom of speech. And stating that ghosts don't exist or expressing skepticism about paranormal investigations is typically considered an opinion rather than a statement of fact. However, if you make false statements of a fact that harm a paranormal investigator's reputation, they might have the grounds for a defamation claim. Now, that doesn't mean they will win that claim. But what it means is, in a court of law, they might have a claim for it to at least get to the courts. Doesn't mean they'll win though, right? Defamation involves making false statements about someone that harm their reputation. And there are two main types. Slander, spoken defamation, basically saying, that's a bit of bollocks right there, what's that? And, you know, with evidence, like we always do. And the libel defamation, which is written information. Written defamation, I should say. To succeed in a defamation case, the person making the claim usually needs to show that. So, if someone was make a defamation on myself, sorry that guy, or Beardo, or any other channel, The Shape Pop, or whatever, they would need to prove that the statement was false. Need to prove the statement was presented as fact and not as opinion. The statement caused harm to the individual's reputation. I mean, that does happen with debunking videos, but you know, it is what it is, but it's a true fact. It's not an opinion. The statement was not protected by legal privilege or defense. Now, the only defense I think a paranormal channel could have is a copyright defense. But as far as defamation, I don't think they've got a leg to stand on. If you express an opinion, especially if it's related to a matter of public concern or debate, it is generally protected as free speech. However, if you make false statements of fact that can be proven to be untrue and that harm the reputation of a paranormal investigator, they might have a legal grounds to pursue a defamation claim. Again, that doesn't mean they'll win it, but they'll go as far as send a defamation on YouTube. And YouTube, 99% of the time, will eventually drop that claim of a defamation claim to the accused, we'll say. So the next one, can a paranormal investigator who is faking evidence send a defamation case against someone debunking their claims in a court of law in the UK? Now, this might be different in the US, but general defamation laws are generally the same around the world, most of the world anyway. In the United Kingdom, as in many jurisdictions, defamation laws protect individuals from false statements that harm their reputation. However, if someone is genuinely debunking claims made by a paranormal investigator, and those debunking statements are based on truth or reasonable opinion, they may have a valid defense against a defamation claim. If a channel was to say about another channel, they're a criminal, I can't prove it, but I know they are a criminal. That the person that they said is a criminal, they have a defamation case, you know, a slander basically. they could easily put a defamation case against that channel accusing them of being a criminal, because there's no evidence of that. It's just purely someone saying it. That is a true defamation case. But in the other cases where, especially debunking videos, you're saying, well, no, actually there's a mask right there. You just masked that stick figure in, and your lampshade flew across there, but we can see the mask right there. They have no legs to stand on when it comes to a defamation case. They have no legs to stand on when it comes to a slander, libel, whatever. They have no legs to stand on at the end of the day, pretty much. The defamation cases generally involve proving that the statements made are false, damaging to the individual's reputation, and not covered by any legal defences. Truth and fair comment, honest opinions based on true facts are common defences against defamation claims. When these defamation claims were made against these two channels a couple of months ago, I didn't make an entire video about it, but I think I said it like at the beginning of a video in the live stream or something, I can't remember now. But no matter how big these channels are which send a defamation case, if you are proven by making a debunking video, the jump cuts, the masks, the strings you could see clearly as day, the editing techniques, if you are proving that, that's not an opinion, that is a fact. So those people sending the defamation towards that debunker have nothing, and it will never go to court. It will never go to court. Like I said, it will go as far as YouTube court, which again will get thrown out of YouTube law. YouTube court, we'll say, within 20 to 30 days. If someone is exposing fraudulent activities or fakery by a paranormal investigator and can substantiate their claims with evidence, it may strengthen the defense in a defamation case. However, it is crucial to note the legal outcomes can be complex and depend on the specific facts of each case. Now, this is what some YouTubers, paranormal fakers, I'm not going to say paranormal investigators because there's a lot of honest people out there who are just trying to go out and find stuff, but a lot of the paranormal fakers who send defamation claims against a debunker or another channel in general, I don't think they think through the consequences of what they're actually asking YouTube to do. Because if YouTube does that and then it gets disputed or counterclaimed, we'll say, then the person getting counterclaimed, the paranormal faker, will then have the option to say, I actually want to go further than this. I want to go to court. Not realizing that's money. That pays, you would have to pay a lot of that bloody ad revenue, which for a lot of us isn't much. So I truly think that whenever these YouTubers send a defamation claim, they honestly don't know how anything works in the world. That's what I think. They look at a video and think, oh my God, he's defaming me. How dare he say I'm fake? Hide strings. I don't think they realize the consequences of what they're actually asking YouTube to do. YouTube, pushed far enough, will absolutely go to court. But YouTube, in all fairness to them, they will try and say to these person sending the defamation claim, hey, look, calm your tits. Calm down. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. So that's why whenever a defamation claim is sent to like a debunker or a channel in general, it will pretty much get thrown out even before it goes anywhere near the courts. Because the courts doesn't give a shit about YouTube. Right? Unless it's like high stuff, like bloody CoffeeZilla, just that kind of thing. That's different. And even then, you'll be hard pushed to get those go to courts. As much as I love YouTube and we like to think that everything on YouTube is so important, in a court of law, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit outside of this little sphere of YouTube. So someone's sending a defamation case to someone, because they said they faked it. Because that debunker or whatever, as proof on video, that's all they're doing is making that debunker worry for about 10 to 15 days. That's it. That's all they're doing. If a paranormal investigator is taken to court by someone debunking their claims, do they have to prove that ghosts exist? Now, this is interesting, right? I used to think they would, but apparently they don't, which is absolutely insane. In defamation cases, the focus is generally on whether the statements made by the debunker are false and have caused harm to the reputation of the paranormal investigator. The legal system does not typically require the paranormal investigator to prove the existence of ghosts to defend against defamation claims. That's really interesting. So if this states, at the end of the day, I shouldn't be surprised that if you went to court as a paranormal faker, you wouldn't have to prove ghosts, because at the end of the day, you put your hand on the Bible to swear oath. And I always thought, what if you're not a religious person? That's as good as a pinky swear. I never understand. I know if they get caught lying and they could go to jail, I know that. But in a defamation case, the burden of proof is usually on the party bringing the claim to demonstrate that the statements made about them were false, damaging to their reputation, and not protected by any legal defences. If I was to send a defamation claim to, I don't know, Minty's Comedic Arts for copying my hairstyle. I like his channel, by the way. But if I was to send a defamation case to him because he said something about me in my channel, I then would have to prove that what he's saying is false. When it comes to debunking videos against paranormal fakers, I don't think I've ever seen... I mean, I've seen debunking... There are debunking videos out there which they said something and they've made a mistake. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. You know, even debunkers make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And those videos are definitely out there where they've claimed to see something. Even if the paranormal channel they're claiming they're on is 100% fake, what they're saying is it a mask or a string, or is it like edited in? Sometimes that's not the case and they're just reaching a bit too much. So you've got to be careful with that. But if someone is saying, that's a piece of string, I can see it right there, there's the piece of string, then the person bringing the defamation case, again, has no legs. The debunker, on the other hand, may use defences such as truth or fair comment, asserting that their statements were based on accurate information or represented honest opinions. They may not be required to prove the non-existence of the ghost, but rather focus on demonstrating the truth of their claims or the reasonableness of their opinions. Basically, if you go to court with a paranormal investigator and a debunker, it won't even be about the ghosts. It won't be about the paranormal. It won't be about the ghost. It'll be about purely the evidence at hand of the accuser and the defendee. That is the word. And that is what is in that book. The best book you'll ever get on YouTube laws and defamation cases. So, in a nutshell, have I gone too far? I probably have. In a nutshell, defamation cases, especially in the paranormal field, will never, ever, ever go to court. Lee from Really Haunted, he has, what's it called? Cater clips. Which basically you have to pay if you want to use his clips, or if he'll whitelist people he likes using his clips because they say, oh my god, this is so real. But he won't whitelist debunkers. But that is as far as YouTube laws will go when it comes to debunkers against paranormal investigators. Or paranormal channels. I should stop saying paranormal investigators. But yeah, so no, it will never go to court. There's nothing in the entire history of online video, obviously before the days of YouTube, of anyone sending anyone to the courts over a paranormal claim. I mean, as far as like paranormal stuff in the courts, I think something in the 80s where they had to prove that he was possessed and somehow got away with it. But that's about it. So I hopefully this is a short video, and I just wanted to go on that comment I saw this morning, because it's always interesting stuff when it comes to like debunkers against paranormal fakers. And you know, a lot of people saying you're just grifting off their clips. It's not the case. It's called fair use. Look it up. Anyone can do it. Anyone can criticize anyone. I say this all the bloody time. Anyone can criticize anyone. If someone is butthurt over a criticism against their channel, they need to get out into the real world. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you like this video. Leave stuff new to my channel. I do this quite often. I am not a lawyer. I am not a solicitor. I have no legal training whatsoever, but my research is top notch. I don't know what that voice was just then. But anyway, I'm going. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.